已经开始了啊，我们马上。Thank you so much for joining us on Legal Talk with me, Hou Na, our special roundtable discussion, 2 sessions in the eyes of young generation. Today, we'll explore how you see the policymaking process and youth involvement in global governance. We are very pleased to be joined by 6 very talented and good-looking young people and future industry leaders here in our chat room. Let me introduce you one by one. I would like to begin with the ladies, please. So first, we go to He Chaoxing Alice Ho, who is a newly elected CPPCC member of Shandong Province. She is also the Chief Youth Officer, Global Alliance of Universities on Climate Action. Thank you so much for joining us, Chaoxing, for our special roundtable discussion. I know you're now in the UK, which is very early in the morning. Thank you so much for joining us for a discussion at this early hour. You look totally fantastic. We look forward to hearing more perspective from you. Would you like to say a few words to our global audience?
Hi everybody. Nice meeting you all. My name is Alice. And I'm currently in the UK today, but I work in China and between Europe. So I'm so happy to see all of you and can't wait to have more in the discussion.
Great. We'll look forward to hearing more perspective from you. And then we go to Audrey Utoyu. Audrey is an old friend of CGTN. She's a news anchor from TVRI World, Indonesia, which is the state television of Indonesia, quote unquote, Indonesian version of CGTN. So that you know that she joined a lot of our special programs during the past years. Well, she's called Xiao Mei Li in Chinese. She can speak very fluent Chinese, by the way. She just graduated from Harvard University last year. So a lot of perspective on youth exchanges and youth role in global governance. Hi, Audrey. Can you speak a few words to our global audience?
Hello, Hou Na. Thank you so much for the introduction and truly great to see you here again today. And what I'm excited is also to see all these beautiful young faces. I'm sure that there's so much that we can all learn together from this discussion. So I'm truly looking forward to it.
Thank you, Audrey. We'll look forward to hearing more from your perspective on cultural exchanges and youth leading role in global governance. And then we go to our another beautiful lady who is a quote unquote 00后, our Tang Kelan. Ton Ho Lam, she's a member of the Macau SAR Youth Affairs Committee and also the vice president of a Youth Association of People. She is, a very young and accomplished young leader with a strong academic and professional background in philosophy, politics, and economics and global finance. She's currently pursuing a master's degree in global finance and banking at King's College London. Well, she's also a rising star in, a youth community in Macau. Thank you so much for joining us on our special roundtable discussion, Kulan. Say a few words to our global audience.
Thank you so much, Hona. I'm so happy to be here, and I really can't wait for our discussion to begin. And yeah, I'm really excited. Thank you so much.
Okay, we look forward to hearing you. And we'll turn to the gentleman, which is Jose Chen Rodriguez, Dai Xianyang. Well, Jose is also an old friend of CGTN. We had earlier in December last year a special program marking Macau's return 25 years anniversary of Macao's return to China. We had a special show together. So Jose also, he is a member of the sixth-term chief executive election committee and also a standing committee member of the Shandong Youth Federation. Hello, Jose. Say a few words to our global audience.
Hello, Rita. Very nice to meet you again here at the interview section. And I'm very excited to meet so many talented people and to engage in a lot of great discussions. So let's talk about it and let's brainstorm with different ideas.
Wow, great. And we look forward to hearing your perspectives and thoughts on, the relationship and cultural exchanges and your perspectives on, China's laws and regulations. We look forward to that. Okay.
Thank you.
And then we turn to Roman Chen, who he is actually he was born and raised here in China, but he's been studying in both the NYU and Geneva. He's now working in AFRY Management Consulting, which is a new energy firm. His expertise is on new energy industry, and we look forward to hearing more perspectives on China's energy law from you. Roman, just say a few words to us.
Thank you, Hou Na, and nice to meet everyone. And what an exciting group! Very much looking forward to kicking off our roundtable discussion.
All right, thank you so much, Roman. And last but not least, our very young Yaroslav Volkov. I hope I pronounced your name correct. Oh, Yaroslav is from Germany. He's now studying in Beijing Foreign Studies University. He's been here for 2 years in China. He has a lot of thoughts on China's, two sessions and cultural exchanges and so on. Yaroslav, just say a few words to us.
Well, thank you so much for the invitation, and yeah, super great pronunciation of my name. Great introduction.
Great.
Yeah, super happy to be here and talk to you guys. Really diverse and interesting backgrounds you have.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin our discussion. It is a very important time of the year, the political season. China's 2 sessions, the NPC and the CPPCC session. I know it sounds a little, complicated, but I would like to get your perspectives on youth generation's thoughts and perspectives on China's 2 sessions. I would like to start with Chaoxing. Hello there, Chaoxing. So I know, this is your very first debut as CPPCC member of Shandong Province. Well, congratulations, first of all. And you're very young and you've been elected as the CPPCC member of Shandong Province. First of all, I want to get your thoughts on your new mission and new roles.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the question. So serving as the member of the Shandong Province CPPCC is both an honor and a responsibility. So I think my mission is to amplify the voices of young people, particularly on issues like sustainable development and climate actions, which I personally work on, which are critical to our shared future. And my role as a CPPCC member is deeply rooted in advocating for sustainable development, particularly through advancing circular economy system, which is a vision that I've championed myself in a recent proposal. And Shandong as an industrial an agricultural powerhouse, to be honest, is a large GDP province, faces immense challenges in waste management, but this also presents a unique opportunity to lead China's green transition. At this year's 2 session, I hope to see stronger policy alignments with national goals like the 14th 5-year plan for circular economy, especially in scaling up tech-driven recycling innovations and fostering public-private partnerships. So, for example, at some Shandong-based recycling facilities, there is this AI-powered sorting systems that could double plastic recovery rates. So examples like these kinds of innovations should be mainstreamed. And my expectation for this actionable framework that is integrated with youth-led solutions, such as the circular economy education programs in universities, is also into a broader climate strategies.
Wow, incredible, Chaoxing. I'm so surprised that you already begun your mission collecting opinions from the public and submit it to, the top advisory body. So, Chao-Xing, also, you were the Chief Youth Officer and Global Alliance of Universities on Climate Action. I know you've been participating in a lot of international conferences, like the COP29 climate conference in Baku. You just finished that. And I want to get your perspective and thoughts on, as a CPPCC member, would you bring more issues or proposals on climate change to the top advisory body?
Well, yes, absolutely. I think COP is an amazing way to connect with like the international bodies. Like it's the only once in a year time that it really gets the whole world to come together, both in positive and negative ways. But I think like the fact that the time spent, the meeting, the thought power that brings into every year for COP is very crucial. And as a body working in this sector, attending these meetings, being able to connect, bridge the gap, share my comments, bring in newest technologies back to China, but also showcasing our amazing like work that has been done annually, and bringing it to COP, bringing it to showcase is very important. And yes, circular economy is the heart of my climate action agenda. So as last year, and throughout this year, proposed accelerating Shandong circular economy industry chains, focusing on government leadership, tech innovation, market incentives. So these three pillars are critical for low carbon growth. And for instance, I highlighted the need to cultivate industrial chain and core enterprises to drive sectors such as like advanced metal recycling or agricultural waste upcycling. So by linking the climate goals with economic modernization, we can turn Shandong into a more model province for green growth. And as Shandong is like a model province within China, it's very important that they take in more innovation, more ideas, and actually more experiences. So embedding like synergetic thoughts between like AI and climate change, how like the newest robotics, newest brain powers can affect the climate change industry. And hopefully like with the more innovation and development of the research centers, there will be more and more advanced I don't know, like the recent robotics that could work underwater or within the fields, like the power flying machine, low flying economies. So there's so much things that could be done. Thinking about the theories, learning about it, but also I think having Shandong as a province to actually have the experience to implement it, test it out, and if it is an amazing tech that has been developed, it is very important to also share to the different provinces in China and especially to the international world.
Oh, incredible, Chao-Xing. As someone, me, who was born, raised in Jinan, the capital city of Shandong province, I didn't know as much as you about, the pillar economy, AI development that in my hometown province. So I'm so impressed, Chao-Xing. So we'll dive deeper into more perspective on that. Okay. And all right, we turn to Audrey now. Audrey, I know since you're an old friend of CGTN, we have covered a lot of special coverage, like in 2023 Hangzhou Asian Games. We had a fantastic discussion, on China's rising power in sports sector. So I want to know, how do people in Indonesia, especially young people, see China's two sessions here in Beijing? As I know, you must have been, TVI World must be covering this very closely. I want to know your perspectives.
Yes, Hou Na, it's always really great to be back on CGTN, and truly I've always really enjoyed our reports together. I think the two sessions are a significant event in China's political calendar, and I've always been very impressed by its scale as well as the discussion that it generates, and also its implications on a bigger global landscape. And having visited China multiple times, I've also seen how the discussions, how the policies that are held, that are especially talked about in these sessions translate into real world changes. And there are many topics that are to be talked about since the many previous years ago, and as well as this year, starting from infrastructure development, technological innovations, economy, social welfare, and much more. And for this year, I think what is really interesting is the integration of technology and AI, especially in the policy making. I think we don't see that so much before. Maybe we've seen it in terms of private company scale or institutions, but this is the first time that we're actually witnessing countries talking about policy making in terms of artificial intelligence, which just shows the power that it has now that it's being implemented by system and governments. And so I think that is one of the highlights that has truly stood out for me this year, as well as the same economic growth goal of around 5%, saying last year as well, encouraging domestic demand and foreign investment to come into China. I do hope that now that I believe governments are more, I'd say, they're more listening to the youth, to what the world needs at this point. I hope that what has been said at the two sessions will continue to drive innovation, especially in the larger scale. So I'm quite hopeful, Hou Na, from the results that
Exactly, Audrey. I know. What happened here in Beijing actually had a ripple effect all over the world. So I believe young people in Indonesia definitely will have a huge attention focus on China's two sessions. Okay, we look forward to hearing more perspective from you. And now let's turn to Kalan. Kalan, hi. So I know you're a very active rising star in the youth community in Macau. So I want to know how people in Macau, especially in Hong Kong, in the Greater Bay Area, see the two sessions.
Sure. From youths, like in the perspective of Macau youths, I would say that like Macau and China has greatly interconnected, and for us, the two session is a vital platform for shaping policies that directly impact young people, and it also reflects China's commitment to the people-centered development, national rejuvenation, and global progress. So for me, I am particularly interested in measures that promote education, innovation, and entrepreneurship, such as policies that support STEM education, digital transformation, and green technologies. These are all essential for equipping youths, as well as Macau youth, with the skills to thrive rapidly, I should say, in a rapidly changing world and contribute to both regional and national development. And I would also say that I am quite inspired by initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative and the Global Civilization Initiative, which encourages young people to engage in global governance, cultural exchange, and cross-border collaboration. And these initiatives leverage Macau's cultural diversity to foster mutual understanding and respect, while it also enables us to address global challenges like climate change, poverty, and inequality. So yeah, we see that the two session, it emphasizes the importance of youth participation as well in governance, which aligns with my work in fostering dialogue and collaboration between young people and policymakers. So by ensuring the voices of the next generation are heard, I believe we can create a more inclusive and forward-looking society in Macau.
Wow, incredible perspective, Kulang. I've been working and lived in Macau about 12 years ago, and I didn't, this time in last year in December when I visited Macau for the 25th anniversary, I was so impressed by the changes. The digital payments are almost everywhere. I don't have to bring even cash with me. So such an impressive growth as Macau has become a tech and innovation hub, not only in the Greater Bay Area, but also around the world. So I'm very impressed. And now, also, I want to get the opinions from the gentleman. I would like to start with you, Jose. Yes, as we discussed earlier, that last December, that your perspectives are much more on cultural stuff, because you were born and raised. Actually, you were a Portuguese, and I know that you have a lot of friends who are coming from both the mainland and internationally. So I want to know, what's your focus on this year's two sessions? Are there any particular laws and regulations that you're interested in?
Right, thank you very much, Rita. So actually, I'm a Macanese, which means I'm a mixed blood of the Chinese and Portuguese ancestors. And there are around, let's say, 20 to 30,000 people that are Macanese in Macau at the moment. And actually, we have been focusing in various different areas. And just a little bit of information for our global audiences. Actually, we have 12 NPC deputies from Macau. And also we have 20 CPPCC representatives from Macau as well. And actually we have submitted a lot of regimes and a lot of documents that really hoping to foster the economy of Macau and to improve the living standards of the people living in Macau as well. And there's one very important thing is that we really hope to simulate better into the Chinese economy. We would like to introduce more youth from Macau to know more about our motherland. And at the same time, since Macau is a special administrative region, we have a very special position in connecting the mainland and the outside world. And so we really love to strengthen this position and to helping those very good companies and very good brands from the mainland China to let more of the overseas audience know about them. And at the same time, for overseas companies and if they really want to get into the mainland China, I think Macau is a very to assist them with that. And so actually Macau is a very special position right now, and we really want to strengthen it and to hoping to letting the mainland Chinese people know that Macau is a part of China and will always support what is going on in China. And we're happy to embrace everyone from around the world as well.
Well, definitely, you have it. Excuse me. You have been really active, in being a bridge between different cultures in explaining and building the, cultural bridge among different civilizations. All right, Jose, we look forward to hearing more perspective from you. Excuse me. And now let's turn to Roman. Hi, Roman. I know you've been, work and lived both in New York, Geneva, and Shanghai and Beijing. So having traveled all around the world and now working in the new media industry, what's your perspective on this year's 2 sessions, especially, we have the country's very first energy law. What is your perspective on that particular law?
Yeah, thanks for that question, Hou Na. Well, first of all, working in the energy sector, of course, my main focus is on how the legal and policy development during this year's 2 sessions will reshape China's future energy system. And as Alice pointed out, this is the last year of the 14th five-year plan period. So it'll be interesting to see how this year we're building the momentum. We're setting the tone for the next 5 years as the country moves into a new era, let's say. Because in the past 5 years, if you look at the past achievements that China has made in terms of decarbonization and bringing renewable energy online, it's actually been really, really impressive. In fact, I think in the past few years, China's wind and solar capacity additions accounted for more than 2/3 of the global growth. So clearly, China is leading energy transition in this respect. So I think it'll just be interesting to see how the country continues to build on that momentum, especially as we're coming close to 2030, which is a key year for the country's decarbonization target when we're aiming to peak our carbon emissions. So coming to your question about the new energy law, well, actually, this is the first comprehensive law in China that's providing a unified legal framework on the overall energy sector development. And it's significant because it's reaffirmed at a legal level policy work that's been ongoing for quite a while towards building a more secure and a lower carbon energy system in China. So really at the heart of this law are the 2 key drivers. One is energy security, the other is decarbonization. And these are priorities for good reasons. In the past 2 years, as some of you might know, that the global geopolitics have shaped the global energy market significantly, and it has created a lot of volatilities in energy prices. So that has had a significant impact on China's energy market as well, which in turn impacts both our day-to-day lives as well as the overall economic activities. But at the same time, China has an unwavering commitment towards decarbonization, the 30-60 goal for reaching carbon neutrality. So the new energy law has really provided a lot of confidence and clarity towards both of these drivers being the key to China's future energy system.
Fantastic perspective, Roman. I guess you and Chaoxing have a lot to talk about when it comes to the new energy sector and climate change and sustainable development and so on. And now I would like to turn to Yaroslav. Hi, Yaroslav. I know, having heard those, excellent, youth leaders from all different industries. As a foreign student studying here in China for over 2 years, what is your observation on China's Lianghui or two sessions? What is your main focus as a foreigner?
Well, I think it's from a German perspective, I feel the two sessions are pretty key. I mean, China and Germany, we have actually like one common characteristic. We are both export-driven economies. So it means what's happening in China is actually super crucial for our companies who are doing business here. And as a young student, of course, I'm very concerned about the future of our companies in China, which is one of the biggest, and for certain industries, definitely the biggest market. So yeah, I feel this year is just, the good thing is it's pretty stable, right? So the government report basically included just the same basically things which were which was included the years before. I'm really interested to see what will exactly change in the attraction of FDIs, foreign direct investments, because as I said, it's super important for our key industries. And yeah, in the end of the day, of course, like German companies really hope for a lot of collaboration in certain areas such as AI or EVs and also, of course,
I definitely you will be impressed by by the incredible the amounts of EVs now running on the streets compared with Germany, because I've been talking to a lot of international friends that were all impressed by the development of China's EV market. And okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's so fantastic. And we want to move on to another topic that is use a role in global governance. I would like to start with you, Chaoxing. You've been traveling all around the world, and an international flyer, and then you've been attending a lot of international conferences, both in the UN COP29. You talked to a lot of participants, international guests. So from your special role as Chief Youth Officer of the Global Alliance of Universities on Climate, which is a combination, I know, of 15 universities. Yeah. What is your priorities and missions in the way ahead? Like, how do you think the role of young people are on the international stage, and when it comes to promoting sustainable development?
Well, yeah, so at global stages like COP, I think it's like just the mode is different. You're right that we need to communicate with a lot of people. It's very important to act as a Chinese youth to serve as both the advocates and also bridge builders. So I think the main purpose for me is to like actually connect the dots and actually creating a smaller knowledge gap for my delegation or for youth in China or just for youth in the world. So our strategies revolves around 3 pillars. Firstly, we have a platform creation. We prioritize our securing speaking slots for youth leaders in official site events, ministerial roundtables, and press conferences. So for instance, GOV partners with the UNFCCC to host youth-driven sessions on topics like green finance and just transition, ensuring that Chinese perspectives are embedded in the multilateral dialogues. So every year I bring around 20 to 30 students, a global delegation. So usually we pair around half of the students from China, supporting our work, but also actually acting as the bridge to learn more with the international youth, beginning to embed themselves into the community. Secondly, network expansion. So beyond COP, connect the Chinese youth with international mentorship programs, research collaborations, and advocacy campaigns. So I'm always a believer that for the current green transition, it will create a lot of green jobs coming up for the current youth. There will be a lot of new jobs that embed the digital systems, the AI, with also climate change, like in order to protect the government, and also a lot of new technologies and new mechanisms and new innovations of new jobs, new kinds of roles will be created, and therefore a lot of youth will have a new direction apart going to a traditional economies. And last but not least, the institutional access. So every year, ASCA sponsored the 30 to 40 delegations to attend COP with a focus on these from underrepresented regions. We have a lot of students from a developing country where we try our best to support them with the amenities, the accommodations to get to COP. But also, this is also to train them to articulate China's climate narratives, such as the ecological civilization and dual carbon goals, in ways that resonate across cultures.
Well, fascinating, Xiaoxing. You've been working and lived both in Beijing. You've been studying in Tsinghua University and working in the Climate Change Institute for quite a long time, and traveling frequently between Macau and Beijing. Culturally, what role do you think young people can play in building a bridge among different civilizations?
Yeah, so answering this in a different perspective, I think for Chinese youth combines the technological process with like a deep understanding of ecological civilizations, from developing AI-driven carbon tackling tool to advocating for green finance. We're redefining the climate leadership, and internationally, we can act as a strategic bridge builder, translating the China's climate policies into relatable narratives while bringing global best practices at home. Well, as we are at COP29, as highlighted, youth are not just future leaders, we are also the co-creators of today's solution. So I think being a Chinese youth, like actually implementation, bringing the voices both back and forward between the West and East is a very important role. And as a little bit to mention, as a role of a Macau youth, I think the international vision that Macau youth or Chinese or Hong Kong youth, the two specialized SAR in China, has the youth there. The youth here has a very specific mindset, an international mindset that can have a better way in a cultural division to pull people together and to implement things. So I think for future, I think a youth should find your own strength. Are you like a language strengthener? Are you a tech provider? Are you a entrepreneur? How do you bring yourself with your team of friends, your team of peers, and actually build a better future?
Exactly. I've been talking to a lot of young people from both Hong Kong and Macau. They were both, a very fluent English speaker, and they have really international perspectives on different issues. And they know clearly, with the cultural backgrounds and, very clear perspectives on different issues. And thank you so much, Xiaoxing. And now I want to move to Audrey. Audrey, I know you just graduated from Harvard University last year. You must have been talking to a lot of, international students there. And I don't know whether you guys talk about, the emerging artificial intelligence, which serves as, a global trend, especially China's DeepSeek, the large model. DeepSeek is making such a global sensation. Did you guys talk about it? And how do you see the artificial intelligence transforming our society right now?
Yes, Hou Na, artificial intelligence is most definitely one of the most rapid yet, I guess, surprising discoveries we've made. Interestingly, it has existed. I mean, the developments of even before ChatGPT, it has existed like 10 years ago. I mean, the development has been for a decade and more. And so when I was in Harvard, I think that was kind of the extent that we knew ChatGPT or AI was. However, the newest discovery of DeepSeek has been, I feel like, shaking the grounds of many people, especially in our industry, Hou Na, in journalism news.
Yeah.
I mean, just seeing how fast it has been able to develop such a new technology, it's quite amazing, unlike anything else that I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, exactly. You can use AI to write, question list for interviewees
Oh,
and
yes.
writing scripts as well.
Mhm.
Honestly speaking, when I was writing you guys' question list, I used a little AI to help me, and add a little my thoughts into it. But it's really helpful. It's very effective.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I think there's like the good quote that says we have to be careful in terms of using AI so that we are the ones who uses AI, not AI uses us.
Yeah.
And so I
Exactly.
really like that quote of knowing that it's just a part of technology that's supposed to make our work smarter and better, but we also have to use our own minds and our own critical thinking in order to train the technology.
Great. Thank you so much, Audrey. All right, we turn to Kulan. So, Kulan, I know you have been traveling all over the world as well, and I want to know this session. Are there any particular laws or regulations that caught your attention?
For me, the law that most caught my attention was the law on promoting private enterprises. So I think this one is particularly significant because it underscores China's commitment to fostering a vibrant and inclusive economy. So we see that this law provides a legal framework to support the growth of private enterprises, which are crucial for innovation, job creation, and economic resilience. So by addressing challenges such as access to financing, competition, and regulatory burdens, this law empowers private enterprises to contribute more effectively to China's development goals. So, for example, it encourages innovation by providing incentives for research and development. It promotes fair competition by leveling the playing field for small, medium-sized enterprises. And this law also aligns with the broader vision of building a modern socialist society where all sectors of the economy can thrive together. So this is an important opportunity that encourages entrepreneurship and innovation among young people, ensuring that they play a pivotal role in shaping China's economic future. So by supporting private enterprises, we can create a more dynamic and inclusive economy that benefits everyone.
I'm impressed, Kulan, about your perspectives on the promotion on private enterprises. Thank you so much. Okay, we turn to Jose. Jose, I know you've been talking to a lot of entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs in the Greater Bay Area. What are their thoughts on China's newly amended law on protection of private enterprises?
Well, I think there are so many talented people in the GBA area, and actually they have a eagerness to know more about what's the environment in business, education, cultural, sports in Macau and in Hong Kong. And we have been talking with so many of them, and actually they are really friendly. And since I am the member of the Shandong Provincial Youth Federation, and I have been talking to people and youth from Shandong area as well. Actually, there are so many students from Shandong studying in Macau at the moment, and I have been meeting many of them. And then they really like Macau, and then they really think that Macau is a place that they really want to stay after their studies. And I think it's a very good place for everyone from mainland China as well. And actually, we have a pretty strong connection with the Portuguese-speaking countries, namely Portugal, Brazil, Angola, and I think that is another area for them to explore. And it's a very good step from Macau to Portuguese-speaking countries or Portuguese-speaking countries' youth coming to Macau and to know more about the mainland China. And that's something that we would like to foster a little bit more. And shamefully, I'm a new member of the Shandong Youth Federation, and I've been only to Shandong for one time, and I really want to get there more often. And then actually, there are so many great people over there. The very famous table tennis player Chen Long is one of the members as well over there. And then I met her, I talked with her, and she's really nice. So I think this kind of cultural and educational exchange should be done more frequently, and I'm prepared for that and really hope that will happen in the near future.
Well, I'm so impressed that there are so many Shandong related elements here in our chat room. You know, as people who were born and raised in Shandong, thank you so much for your special attention and for also being a bridge between Shandong and Macau. And I would like to turn to Roma. And Roma, and I know you're also you were also born in Shandong. So I want to get your perspective as an international student traveling around the world. What is your special focus on China's energy transition, as you already explained a lot in the first question? So I want to know, what is your biggest thoughts on China's energy transition and green development?
Well, I think there's a lot of potential for China to continue the leadership position in leading the world towards net zero commitment that we've all made under the Paris Agreement. And China is uniquely positioned for a lot of different reasons, but a chief one is that the technological development in the past few years. So, again, looking at this more from a technical perspective as an industry professional, the technology cost has fallen so much in the past few years that is just made renewable energy so viable. It's made energy cheaper, it's made energy greener. So of course, why wouldn't we leverage these kind of emerging technologies for good purpose? So I think that is the trend that the world has agreed on. That's the commitment that China has put forward. And I think in a increasingly polarized and interesting global environment, China is taking a stand, and China is continually demonstrating as energy transition leadership. And there's still a lot of potential for China to continue to support other countries' journey towards a greener society, a greener economy.
China is definitely leading all the way through in energy transition. And Yaroslav, as someone from Germany, which is a traditional big power in industrial power in traditional automobile manufacturing, as we discussed earlier, were you impressed by the amount of EVs now running on Chinese streets? And what is your biggest impression compared when you're talking to people from Germany and your experiences of living in China? What are the cultural differences and your main topics?
Well, maybe I should start, talking about. Unfortunately, I'm not from Shandong. I kind of feel a little bit, but I really love the beer, Qingdao beer. So I guess this is my relation with Shandong. In terms of EVs, yes, of course, it's German people are just talking. I would even say it's covered in the media very, very often. The rise of the new EVs, and especially the infrastructure projects, the huge infrastructure projects you have in China. I think this is the main difference German companies should learn from China, because the development of this technology is just like so fast that it's talking to companies here, they really just hope to kind of get their feet into the Chinese EV market as well, and just hope seek for more cooperation. I kind of think this is the main the main thinking of German companies. And in terms of cultural difference, of course, I guess it's normal that there are like certain cultural differences between the West, especially Germany and China. But I really think, just from a corporate perspective, I really feel that German companies, especially car companies, where actually, yeah, historically we're really willing to invest into learning more about the culture and for example, coming up for certain car models which are just available in China. So I guess it's yeah, from a German perspective, I think we're doing all right in terms of like understanding Chinese culture, and I just yeah, just hope for more cooperation in the future between those two
You know,
countries.
German food is very popular here in Beijing. We have a lot of very famous
Yes.
German restaurants, fantastic ones with German sausage and breads are fantastic. I hope you enjoy your stay here in China. And okay, and then we turn to Chaoxin for our last question. Chaoxin, we know that you're running for your classes. I know you're now studying your doctor's degree in the UK. Can you reveal which university it is? Is it convenient?
Oh, well, I'm currently in, yeah, I'm currently studying at Oxford University in the Department of International Development.
Wow, incredible. Oxford University, and definitely you are a 学霸. Anyways, being as elected as a new CPPCC member of Shandong Province, what is your priority focus in the coming year?
Yeah, so for this coming, oh, I have to say I'm very new, but this coming year I'm very thrilled. I have so many events and activities already arranged to visit Shandong. Just the past few months, I've already been there for I think 3 times. So there's so many things happening. I'm excited to share. For example, there's a place called Weifang. I think there's gonna have a
Yeah,
very gigantic, very pretty 风筝节. So I think there's going to be like
yeah.
lovely, huge kites that people could look into that. But also, for example, on the later this month, there will be a specific day for non-waste. So it's a specific event for actually circular economy, figuring out what to do with the waste products. Apart from that, Shandong is also a large agricultural farming province. So, for example, there are a lot of things that I'm sure people in this live streaming right now will be involved later on the specific Shandong, Macau, and Shandong, Hong Kong week, where there will be a
Oh,
lot of
interesting.
cultural products from Shandong to be sent to Hong Kong and Macau for sale, but also taking this as a platform, this opportunity. We're also trying to bring out the Shandong farm agricultural products to the world, to an international countries that we're gonna like later on have these things coming up. So please be stay tuned, look into it. There are things that are happening. To be honest, I think this is such an interesting year, and it's been only 3 months on 2025, and there's so many new technology, new AI driven products have been released, and I think it's been releasing every single day, every 2 days worldwide. So I think this is the year to see a lot of achievements that have been made by the country for the past decades. I think it's just the time to shine, and I'm expecting to see a lot more of like how AI is embedded into the newest technology, into every single sectors that that matters in living. So I'm just here to showcase that to everybody that please stay tuned. I'm sure Nana will be able to share more coming up this year, and as it's last year or of the 14th uh yearly meeting, I'm
5-year
sure
plan.
with the last push, the 5-year plan, with the last push, there would be a lot more new things coming in. And with this transition period, there will be a more interesting perspective, a more higher level of innovation technology coming up for next 5 years plan.
Wow, great, Chelsea. We really want you to stay, but I know you have classes to attend. But before we let you go, would you please, because the day after tomorrow is the International Women's Day, would you please say a few words to our young, women generations all around the world? What would you like to say to them?
Yeah, so please, we would all love to celebrate the International Women's Day together. This is a day to remark the importance of women in achieving in labor power, in finding our identity, in balancing work-life balances. And I think being a new independent futuristic, I don't know, youth, future women leaders, hopefully, we need to stay strong. We need to find our own in-depth interest, love, finding the balance for what we like to do as work, but also what we like to do as leisure, having a greater and better female community, especially in the AI direction, in technology direction is very important. We need to step up for that. We need to step up for building this stronger connection for women and for the future youth, female and girls to join this community.
I heard you, Chao-Xing. Strong voice, very clear and loud. Well, thank you so much for joining our discussion. We wish you all the best being a new CPPCC member of Shandong Province, and also your excellent stay in Oxford to get your doctor's degree and continue your, international trip all around the world. We look forward to hearing more from you. And now I would like to go for your classes. Thank you so much for joining us at this early hour. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, so Chao-Xing is up now. We can continue our discussion for a little longer, roughly around 10 minutes. And Audrey, we haven't, last time, remember in 2023, when we were covering the Hangzhou Asian Games, you told me you were so impressed by, the infrastructure development that China has been built during the past years. And also culturally, you talk about how much you like the Chinese food and, you like to talk to Chinese people. And, can you share with us some of your personal stories when you have your studies in Oxford University? What do they see about, China's influence and in the international stage?
Yes, Hou Na. It's someone who is also Chinese. Well, my family is Chinese. I think it's quite interesting to be able to go to China and kind of like explore it from the roots and then take it back home. When I did an exchange in Xi'an, that's truly when I was able to appreciate the richness and diversity of Chinese culture. At Harvard, there is such a positive light of China, especially with its technology. Again, I think that's something that needs to be discussed. Before we made reports with CGTN on the high-speed rail, and we've also seen a lot of the Belt and Road initiatives that have been initiated in the last few years, that has also been a lot of knowledge sharing as well as technology sharing. And other than that, other than technology, another big I would say news is coming from the creative industries. Hou Na, I have to mention the new movie Nizza, the second one.
Exactly.
And how it's been making headlines everywhere, and especially now it's the first Asian movie to ever go on the list of one of the highest grossing films in the world.
Yeah.
If that is not a testament to the power of Chinese storytelling, and especially getting these cultures out, it has such beautiful CGI and beautiful mythical effects, and I do hope that by seeing this sharing of parts of China, starting from its technology, education, and now to its culture and creative industries, as what my Harvard peers have also seen, we can continue to drive this inspiration towards a more collaborative futures from each of us in every part of the world that we come from.
Exactly. Audrey, Nizza is making such a global sensation. Unfortunately, I haven't got the chance to watch it. Probably after the 2 sessions, I'll definitely go and watch it, And Audrey, also, before we let you go, the day after tomorrow is the International Women's Day. What would you have to say to our international viewers, especially young girls?
Wow, young girls, this is a great time to be exploring the world as it's your oyster. Truly try everything that you would like, because anytime you put your mind to something, you can most definitely achieve it. Find good mentors, continue to root yourself in community, and believe in your own worth as a person, because when you believe, you truly can achieve it as well.
Thank you, Audrey, and stay with us for a little bit. And we would like to turn to Kelan. Yeah, Kelan, I know you are now a rising star in the youth community in Macau. And tell us, what's your observation? I know you have a special focus on livelihoods issues like employment, the food prices and something like that. So tell us about more perspectives from the youth generations in Macau. How do they see the rising trend of Chinese culture, especially, with Naja making such a global sensation, breaking all the records in movie history? What's their views on, the Chinese culture?
I would say that in the recent decade, China has been growing rapidly, and I think that is amazing, being a Chinese. And in terms of Chinese culture, we see that like Naja movie, it's hitting like high records where everyone is watching it. Like we see everyone internationally talking about it. So it really built a sense of pride among us Chinese youths. And being a Macau in a youth in Macau, a SAR, I think that it really builds a sense of national pride, and I think it's a really important concept for Macanese or Macau people to understand their role in how do we integrate ourselves into the national grand development strategy. And we see that like there are many growing opportunities for youths in China to engage in global governance. I would say the same for Macau youth as well. And so if we're to talk about employment and career development, I would say that instead of looking just development within Macau, we could look elsewhere. And we see that in the national strategy, Chinese youths, like we're all integrated. So we're also talking about the GBA, the Greater Bay Area. So Macau youths are encouraged to go into the GBA to develop, find a career, find the roles. And I think this is a very important source that Macau youths have to be aware, is that everything is also integrated, and we must look beyond what we have, not in just such a small region within Macau. And why we should go out is because if we want to contribute where we are in Macau, we have to look outside, bring the goods from the outside, and make our society a better place. And that's my perspective and my happiness to see that how China is integrating and the greater role that it's playing within the international community.
Great. Colin, also, I want to get your thoughts and perspectives on what would you like to share on the International Women's Day to our international viewers, especially female viewers?
I think I would like to say that, well, the International Women's Day is a powerful reminder of the incredible contributions that women have made in the society, culture, and progress across the globe. And it's something that we all have to be happy about. So we see that how the international community is also fostering society, an inclusive environment where women and girls can thrive together, pursue our dreams, and contribute to the development of our society. So yay!
Thank you so much, Colin. Okay, stay with us. Right before we go, I want to get very quickly from three gentlemen. Jose, starting from you, what is your greetings and wishes for, on the International Women's Day?
First of all, thanks to Alice and Holland, because both of them give a very nice conclusion and very nice information about Macau. And for the Women's Day, actually, I really hope that show some more love to all the women around you, maybe your wife, your daughter, your beloved person, and also to your neighborhoods, to your grandmother and mother as well. I'm sure just a few kind words or just like a very gentle and nice gesture, I think that will make their day. So congratulations, and we hope that everyone will stay in very nice and a peaceful way.
That's very sweet, Jose. Thank you so much. And then Roman, just a few words quickly.
Sure. I think for men, it's a day of appreciation and gratitude, just to spread the love around the wonderful women around us, to let them know that they have been really appreciated and they have been a very important part of our lives. So happy International Women's Day, everyone.
Thank you. And Yaroslav.
Yeah, I also wish every woman and like this yeah, just for the men, shouldn't forget to buy some flowers or some nice gifts. That's what I will do. And yeah, I just hope that all the passions and dreams will be fulfilled, and every woman will have a happy Saturday.
That's a very important heads up. Thank you so much, Yaroslav, and all Thank you so much for your participation and your insightful discussions. You provided excellent perspectives on, China's 2 sessions and the youth role in leading global governance. I envy you guys. You're so young and talented. We look forward to hearing more perspectives from you guys. And now that'll do it for a special roundtable discussion, 2 sessions in the eyes of young generation. Thank you so much for your participation. Have a nice day.
Thank you,
Hope
everyone.
to talk to you soon.
Much.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Hou Na. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.